experience is the experiment.
Today's guest hails from Shelbyville, Indiana, but has since made his way to Los Angeles, California. He has found huge success with his songs, including Doug and Kathy and Photosynthesis. He has seen the world from the eyes of the stage, and now he's gearing up to release his new album. Please welcome today's guest, Kid Quill.
I like the intro, man.
Sorry, I almost botched that thing 9 times.
It's all good, brother.
Dude, such a pleasure to see you and meet you. And we had the pleasure of randomly meeting a few days ago at Baby Jake's show.
Yep.
Crazy.
That was I was like literally just talking to Jake, man. They sounded great.
Oh, dude, they sounded fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that man so much.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
How do you know him?
So we had like exchanged DMs a few times, and same agent, and he hit me and was like, "Yo, come out to this." So
Unreal.
that was our first time meeting in person.
Oh yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah.
What a small world.
Yeah, dude. If Jake sees this, man, I didn't know he's so fucking tall.
He's a monster.
Yeah, man.
I literally just moved the mic stand down. It was like maybe 8 inches taller than it would ever be.
I had no idea he was that tall.
Yeah, dude.
That was off the chain. Cheers, by the way. Man.
Cheers. Thank you so much for coming and doing this, man. And you were saying this is one of the first podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I did
it's an
another
honor.
with my friend Spencer.
Mm.
In the day.
Yeah, Spencer and Matheson.
Yep.
Shout out Matheson. I love that guy. And I met Spencer once at some lockout unit he was recording, and he was a sweetheart.
He's a great guy, man. He's
Well-dressed
been one of my
man.
best friends out here. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking been a big influence on style for me. That man
Really?
yeah.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
I love it. Dude, the
Yeah, he
flares and all that.
He would love that, man.
He's a good dude.
He takes pride in that shit.
And his music's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a great friend too, man. He's always checking up on you. And
Is he Midwestern as well?
Ohio,
Killer.
it's the Midwest, man. It's the Midwest connection. Everyone's just so cordial.
Absolutely. And there's like we were talking about Christian earlier. We became good buds real quick. And I think there's just that, there's a hospitality
Yep.
that the Midwest brings that
Just
you can't
conversation, man.
Yeah.
That's like it's kind of what I went into making the album about. Was just like good people. And when I moved out here, I kind of all the people that surrounded me when I was at home, like childhood friends and stuff, it was tough keeping in touch with them because
Yeah.
I was, out here and time difference. And so it's kind of in a very surface level that like whole Midwest cordial connection is kind of where
I get that
That's
feeling though. There's I've been out here 7 years, and my first 5 years, I'd say, about pretty much before the podcast, I was having such a tough time finding. I could find people that I liked, but
Yeah.
I was having a tough time finding the people that I knew I needed. That gave me that feeling
That's
of love, and gave me that feeling where I know even if I don't hear from them, I know they're thinking about me. I know they wish me the best. I know they're always on my team,
Yep.
and vice versa.
Yep.
And it was really tough out here to find that.
It took me a long time too, because pandemic. I was like
Yeah.
a pandemic baby, so it was like hard to stick and move and go out
Absolutely.
and meet people, and so that's where Spencer was like. That's like where we became such close friends because I'd known him for a long time. And
Yeah, he brought that.
Yep.
And how did you kind of get the idea to move out here? What was the impetus?
it was just kind of like a pandemic, and I started working on FaceTime with my guy named Kevin Randolph. Also, like as our relationship started as a working relationship, and now we talked on the phone today for 20 minutes about bullshit.
Those are good people to have.
Yeah, exactly. See good people. It just kind of comes.
Man, it's
yeah,
everything.
Yeah. So that's when I moved out here. It was like, all right, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna work on an album.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go home, and that album took me 2.5 years.
What
So
a
now I'm here.
important way to go about it. I
Yeah.
think there's 2 ways to do it. There's one, you move out here and you say, I'm dropping everything, and you leave the comfortability with the idea of understanding that I'm gonna fall for a second, and that's part of this grind.
Yep.
The other way to do it that I think is the most successful is come out here understanding that I'm here for the moment, I'm doing what I have to do, and I'll go after, I'll do whatever I have to do.
Yep.
But the people who come out here with the dream of coming out here since they were 5 and they build it up to this place, it's kind of hard to find
I
that.
just won't live up to that place for you. you know?
No, and especially if you think that that it's going to come easily. People talk so much shit on the people of LA. My whole thing is it's just an accentuated version of everywhere else. When you have fucking 80 times more people than everywhere, you're going to have 80 times more assholes. You're going to have 80 times more fucking beautiful people that you want in your life.
I actually totally agree. It took me a long time to realize. And also, like, just something I've noticed is, like, when I'm home and, like, there's just so many more people out here to where, like, sometimes, like, it took me a long time to realize sometimes people don't really want to have a conversation because they've been running into people all day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, just like the random, like, barista or,
Absolutely.
you know, like the barista at home definitely has less volume than the barista here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize, like, you know, that doesn't, like, sometimes it's just a volume thing, like you just said. It's just like there's a lot of fucking people.
And this place also does carry a lot of stress because so many people here, it's like a make it or break it.
Bro, I can't even go to 7-Eleven without fucking, like, getting honked at least once on some.
Or somebody trying to fight you in there.
Or like some crazy shit happening outside. Like, I remember one time, I actually have a song on the album called 7-Eleven.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. And that one came about because I was like, so let me, I'm gonna paint the picture for you.
Please.
So
Bob Ross.
Exactly. So my house is probably 2.5 blocks from 7-Eleven.
Okay.
And when I got out here, probably a year and a half, I tried to pick up skateboarding. And I'm still not very good. I can, like, just literally just go. That's it. You know, I can, and sometimes go. Yeah,
absolutely.
So I would skate to the 7-Eleven, and one time I was in there, I was so fried. And I was like, I skated here and, like, I can't even remember what I came to buy. You know?
I've been there far too many times.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking at the counter or the aisles come here to buy? And I was like, oh, I'm going to make a song. So,
unreal.
You know, the hook is I'm high at the 7-Eleven that's right by my house. Can't remember what I came here to buy. I'm going to figure it out, you know? So that was, and also, like, very, like, to get into it, like, in where I'm from, doesn't have 7-Elevens.
Really?
So that was, like, also a way for me to talk about my, you know,
the dissonance between here and where you came from.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. There were so many by us in Detroit.
Really?
So many. I mean, everywhere.
People
don't get Slurpees here. In Michigan, you get a Slurpee.
I get Slurpees.
I agree.
Yeah.
I had my first one a couple months ago, and I got the worst brain freeze. I haven't gone back. It's like a 5-year-old.
What flavor did you get?
A cherry Coke mix.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm old school.
Classic.
Absolutely. Movie theater style.
Yeah.
And when you first moved out here, did it hit all of the experiences that you expected it to do?
Man, when I first got out here, I was pretty lonely, honestly. Like, I was like, felt like I was on an island because of, one, COVID, and two, like, all my closest and dearest friends at that time were in Indiana.
Yeah.
So I was living vicariously through FaceTime, and you start questioning, you know, is this even worth it being away from friends and family? And just got lonely, dude.
Yeah.
And it's playing Xbox and just smoking weed. And
do you think that was important, though? Do you think,
honestly,
that time?
I think the perspective was.
Yeah, I feel like that sort of the time where you kind of have to seep into your own head, especially the places that you haven't wanted to explore. I feel like that forced kind of reaction is so necessary. It
definitely, it's a perspective I never had. Sometimes that's what life's about. Like, you know, now that I'm on the other side of that perspective, I'm way more appreciative of my friends and family in my life. You know what I mean? I'm
a true believer too, that this industry, you have to feel everything in between in order to appreciate what you have when you get it. Because, I mean, we all know the people who found this quick little jump to success and weren't ready for it, and it kicked their fucking ass.
It hurts.
Man, it sucks. It hurts, and it's...
I mean, that whole roller coaster ride is just...
It's intense.
Yeah.
And life doesn't teach you... There's no blueprint. Let me push this down a little bit more. There's no blueprint to is this feeling of being alone and is this supposed to be here?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's same with the 7-Eleven thing. Like, did you just get high and forget to order something, what you were going to order at 7-Eleven, or did life need to give you a moment to find a new experience to write about.
Right.
You know, like,
It definitely did that. You
but
know?
I feel like that's kind of built into these experiences, and the only difference between somebody who's doing it and somebody who's not is you're honing in on those. You're looking for those.
No, yeah, totally, man.
And how much of this album was written since you moved to LA?
All of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wild.
So we so all right, so here's how it all happened. So I moved out here. We started working on it. And there was a time where it just was like not feeling like me. Like I wasn't feeling like myself. And it all kind of came to a head. Like and I'm even like lucky to say this, but like I never had any type of mental health thing until I moved out here. Like I think I had my first anxiety attack ever when I was working on one of my older albums, but it like went away. I never had it again until I moved out here, and then it was like, I mean, it was like every day.
Was it connected to the music?
I still don't even know. I just like eventually just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm wasting my life away just talking to myself, basically. You
Totally.
know? So, but it all came to a head when I was like living with this brain fog. Like I was so like out of it. And then I played Lollapalooza. And were you there? My fucking guy. Hell yeah.
Shout out Eli Levine.
Yeah, he's back there looking swaggy.
Always.
Yeah, so like I played it, and for like 15 minutes I was able to break that brain fog.
Wild.
And I remember Kevin, who I made the album with, majority of it was there with me, and he was like, you know, those 1,000 people that were there, you know, service them, man. Like that's your megaphone. You know, those are the people that are going to scream your name. And that's like metaphorically, like,
Absolutely.
you know, that's what, and so he was right. So we scrapped a lot of stuff that we'd made. Like we were totally, that was like August of 2021. We were totally intending to put out the project like October of 2021. And then I played that, and we were like, we got to redo a bunch of this shit. So
what a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
You know, that,
I mean, it was a total wake up call. But even when I got home, I was still kind of fucked up.
Totally. But
like,
you're allowed to be. That's the thing, is like, we're in an industry where most of what we see has been face tuned or fucking edited or whatever it is. That's why I don't edit unless somebody needs me to asks me personally, will you please take this out? I won't edit it, because the mistakes, the saying the wrong word, the fucking forgetting the name on your own album, that's the most human shit.
It's human, man.
Do you know how many people don't remember their own lyrics from their album when they're sitting here 5 minutes before they did?
I've forgotten words.
Yeah. That's it. Jake and I were talking about this before his show. People are done seeing somebody press buttons where they can't fuck up. Yeah. People want to see you put yourself on the line where not only it's this intersection where talent, hard work, and fucking love for the craft meet. And you have to understand that all of those things are built out of this human fucking skeleton.
It's crazy, right?
It has fuck ups, it has highs, it has lows, it has everything else that everybody else has, but we're not allowed to have them sometimes because you need to be this put together thing. But people also get pissed when the music isn't raw and emotional.
It's just weird.
It's a weird dichotomy.
Yeah. So yeah, I got back to LA and was like, all right, let's kind of reconstruct this project. And then I did the halftime show for the Pacers in December.
Tell us about that real fast. You got to take your parents courtside.
Yep.
And then you also got to play halftime.
Two separate.
Okay.
Yeah. The first time was in December 2021. Played the halftime show, which was like, you know, I grew up watching with my dad, and there was pictures of us at games with, you know, I'm on his shoulders as like a 2-year-old, and my dad coaches 7th grade basketball, so he's in his.
How cool.
Yeah, so it was like, you know, it was just a full circle moment, and I had friends and family there, and but when we did that show, when I got back, because I just kind of played the show, came back, still worked, and then Christmas. And that's after Christmas, I was like, I'm shutting it down.
Yeah.
I'm going away. Like
What did that look like?
deleted social media.
Okay.
It's the first thing I did.
That's a big step.
But
That's a tough thing to do.
it was intermittently. Like I would get it, I would delete it, and then I get it back. And then
But
I
still,
delete
man,
it, and then I get it back.
That's like if you're addicted to a drug, I would rather see somebody stop and start than stay on all the time. You know, having those intermittent periods where you allow yourself to kind of recycle.
Yep.
That's so important, man. And people are so afraid of it.
It was honestly great.
Yeah.
Because like
sure.
I feel like I have this super unique perspective because like that year I took a break was like the year COVID kind of ended and everything ramped up and like content creation became such a big like that it was like boom, 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 boom. Like podcast, TikTok, reels, all so much content. And I like did the opposite.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I'm gone. Like I'm going to ground myself in like my real life with the people I'm around every day. And I had to kind of just like tell myself, you know, I'm not going to see my family. You know, as much as it hurts, it's like they love you, they understand.
Totally. It's unconditional.
I'm just gonna. So we did it, and then slowly but surely, that's how the project came, and those relationships kind of like really came out in the music as I took a step back and like away from social media and away from my phone.
Yeah, they start popping their heads out.
I will say it was a hard year off social media because like I get on and people are like, you know, where's the project and where's this, and it's like there's so many loops and hurdles that go on behind the scenes with sometimes samples not getting cleared and records not coming out how they come out. And it's like, and then when I finally had a date, when we knew it was going to come out, I knew it was going to be the date it's coming out in February.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, all right, I'm going to.
Yeah, you could still put yourself at some timeline.
Yeah. So that's in February. I was coming back to social media. Even like late January, and people, you know, as fans are DMing and people are DMing asking about it. It was so hard because it was like I know, and people were like, "When's it coming?" And all I could say was before summer. That's like the only thing I could think of.
But it's so funny because I get the opportunity to talk to so many people who I'm influenced by, whether that's them as a human or them as a musician or both, if I'm lucky, you know. And most of the time, it is both. And I've gotten to the point where I'm able to have people on that have seen the stage, that have done things that we all grew up dreaming about. And I'm finally having people on that my brothers are fan of, you know, that like
it's my boy right here.
They're in this real,
it's a real world. Right now?
Oh, he's got some tequila.
She's having a nightmare.
Luna, you okay, Bubba? She's having
tequila's making my face flush. I can see it in the camera. It's great.
That's what editing's for.
Really? You can?
Yeah, I can color. Oh, yeah.
Want to take a shot?
Let's take a shot. Come sit in here real fast and take a shot with us.
All right, here we go.
All right, come on.
Yeah, dude. Wait, I want to know, when did you find me? Or how did you know?
I gotta squeeze in with you. You know my boys at home.
Talk in the mic.
You know my boys at home are that's your biggest fans. Like, I remember seeing you at Lala freaking out. Like, it was one of those performances where now we live in an age where you go to a concert, everyone's on their phones. But I was just watching that shit, enjoying it. You know, like, it's something I never thought I would see. I remember him texting me, damn, like, Quill's coming on. I was like, come on, dog. You're lying. And, no, I mean, it's been like years. I know ear to ear. I know all that shit.
Dude, this might feel like a safe place to say this, and I'd love to get your reaction to this. We're actually going to strike it.
Really?
Low-key. Only because, like, for artistry, that was my first ever attempt at making music, low-key. And I want people to, you know, when they go to find my music, the first thing they see is T-Nat. Because it's like the name above the title, debut album. But ear to ear, you know, it'll live on YouTube, and like it's not going away. But
it'll still be in the ether. But I think that's such a healthy thing to do. And like, as you're growing, having these, you have to hit all the rungs of the ladder. That doesn't mean they always have to be there. Yeah. You've already hit that step. I think that's a being able to get rid of things that just because they're doing well doesn't mean that they sit with you.
Yeah.
And if they don't
I mean, I was just trying to figure out who I was. It
Absolutely.
was 2015 or 2014, 2015.
Dude, if my original music I came out with was still in the world, I don't know if anybody would talk to me.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I was learning how to use Ableton. I didn't know what a minor or a major chord was.
I didn't know the structure of a song,
Yeah.
really. Like, I listen to music, but when you get into making it, it's like the guy I was working with was like, oh yeah, we should do a bridge. And I'm like, okay, how do we do a bridge?
Yeah.
So I feel like, T-Nat would be like a good introduction because I finally it's not polished by any means. So that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely.
That was like my first real attempt.
I love it.
But damn, but you know the real shit, man.
Absolutely.
That's my boy, man.
And as we were talking about before, it's funny because you have these moments, like you were saying, when you stop social media and you could feel the presence kind of pushing on you.
Yeah.
The whole time you still have these people who are listening to your music, and what you're doing at this moment doesn't matter because you already gave them something to hold them over.
And that was tough too. Was like going away and feeling like I was letting people down.
Yeah.
While I was trying to work on myself.
But that's, again, that's
like, bro, there was a time where even coming on this podcast would have been so hard for me. Like, I was such like a hermit. I just all I did was sit at home, smoke weed, and write, and like I didn't do anything else.
But dude, I have
be in my own head.
So much respect for the fact that you're willing to say that, because that was 99% of us at one point, whether it was COVID or not. And so many people are trying to act like that whole time they were doing okay.
Oh, I was terrible, man.
Dude, life isn't, you're not supposed to be locked up like that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, what can come out of the craziness, what can come out of the weird places in your head is so important. And exploring that is part of this process of becoming a fucking person.
Amen.
But it's also fucking sucks, and it's allowed to fucking suck. It's allowed to be scary.
It's life, dude. I mean, ups and downs and fucking peaks and valleys, and that's just.
And it's also got this dichotomy against the things that you are doing, that all the successes that you have as a human being are always going to be belittled by the one shitty comment. Or
we focus on that shit. I mean, I think every musician can attest that at some point they've seen a negative comment and it's fucked up their day. Or fucked up their hour, or fucked up their afternoon or some shit.
I've tried to get, my new thing is trying to comment on them in with the answer in my head without being a dick.
Yeah.
But like my new favorite thing to say is just like agree with them and let them sit in it for a second. Because these people, if you're willing to comment on somebody's video, just letting them know that you think they're a piece of shit or that they're ugly or whatever the fucked up thing you have to say is, your day's a lot harder than mine.
I got a great story.
Please.
All right. So I don't remember when this was, but I got a DM from someone, and it was a voice message.
Oh no.
It was a voice message, and he said, like, you can't rap for shit, blah blah blah. And it was like kind of long, but I took I took a segment of it and I was like, dude, that's so fire. And like I put it at the beginning of.
I think you need to hear this. Stay the fuck away from the studio. You can't rap for shit, bitch.
No way.
Yeah, man.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and that's like that was I care a little bit still when I see a negative comment, but
Totally.
I kind of stopped.
It's
kind of like someone will always have an opinion. Yeah. And fuck it.
There's only one way to not care about what people are saying. That's to not look at it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't care
even
who
if you look
are.
at it, dude. I'm at the point now where it's like whenever I see some shit on TikTok, it's like that the fact that you felt the need to say something negative about me on my page says more about you than it does.
You're having a tough day. You're having a tough.
And you know what? God bless you. Like I hope that whatever it is that you know.
That's the thing. That's the difference, though, between somebody like that and somebody like you. Is your response is understanding that for somebody to say that they're having a much tougher life than you, and for you to be able to brush that off and understand that maybe they needed to get that out because,
and that's fine. I'll be the punching bag.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's confidence, not in just yourself. That's confidence in the world and understanding that there's so many people who are always going to be having a worse day, and we're in such a fucking blessed position. At the end of the day, your experience is tough or positive. Or tougher, or whatever the words would be. Yeah. You get to put them to use. And like what you were saying before, the 7-Eleven thing, that moment will always be in your head. How many people get a diary that they can't lose?
Right.
You know, how many people get to remind themselves of their triumphs
And share the diary.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's 100% a blessing.
Do you often listen to music? And when you listen to a song, are you listening to the lyrics or are you listening to the music aspect first, the instrumental?
Oh man, I think it depends on the artist.
Who are you digging right now? Give me like 3 artists that you're really digging.
I'm obsessed with Dominic Fike.
Dude, he's the man.
Yeah, like I think he's super sick.
Yeah. He seems like a sweet dude too.
Yeah. Trying to think who else I've been listening to. I'm really excited about this. Well, I guess it'll be out, but Kate Mine.
Oh yeah.
I love Amine. I'm excited for that project.
Dude, that's I've never said the name right. If
Kate Renata.
Oh, okay.
Kate Renata and Amine's like.
Oh wait, they have a
collab album.
What?
Yep.
When that's coming out?
Yep. It's out.
It'll be out by the time this comes out.
Yeah, it'll be out by the time this comes out.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Kate Renata is.
Dude, their first record was great. The first single was great.
I don't think I heard it.
Yeah.
All right. After this, I'm gonna have to listen.
Yeah, we got to bump some tunes after.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm excited.
I
Speaking of bumping some tunes, considering you will have announced it by now, what are some exciting features coming up on this album?
The one I'm most excited about is the T-Pain record.
Dude,
it's fucking just
what a beautiful thing to be able to say.
Like the reason I got into music was because I was such a fan first.
Yeah.
Like I was such a fan of music. Like no joke, in high school, I had an iPod, I had an iPod, one of which was just strictly Lil Wayne. Like I had a whole iPod just of Wayne.
You used to fucking go around it like this to go to the next song.
It's crazy. And then, iPod full of other stuff. And like, I've been listening to T-Pain since then. If you would tell that version of me
that's so
that
crazy.
I have a record with him, he'd be like, shut up.
Dude, I remember growing up and being a Jew, fucking dancing to bar mitzvahs to him. I mean, that was my. I mean, I think you're 94.
Yeah,
I'm 96, so we're only a few years apart, and that was our childhood. That was T-Pain and Usher and fucking Akon and Sean Paul and
it's the shit, man.
Dude, that world was amazing to be able to say.
I had this crazy dream the other night.
Please.
I had this dream. I was at my parents' house, and I was walking in the driveway. And I somehow bumped into like a stranger, and me and that stranger started singing "Shawty Rock to the beat for your boy," and my subconscious sang the whole song.
No
way! And I swear to God! And as we sang it, people kept gathering, and when it got to the hook in my dream, like fireworks were going off, and
dude, it's like when you.
I woke up and I was like, dude, the fact that my subconscious can sing
the whole song,
can sing that song without. Like
that's ingrained in the zeitgeist.
That says something about me, you know?
Yeah.
What I mean? Yeah.
Wild. So when you were growing up, who were some of the influences that you really dug?
Wayne for sure. And then at that time growing up, I listened to Kanye growing up for sure.
Yeah.
A lot. All those old projects were like definitely motivational.
Yeah. I'm in a weird place with him right now.
We all are, man.
Because I'm such a fan of his artistry and I'm so bummed about the voice behind it.
Yep. It sucks. Yeah, I can't even listen to it the same anymore.
That's the thing is, if it comes on, it bums me out because I'm such a fan and all I want to do is sing it and enjoy it for the way that I have for years.
Yep.
But again, this all comes back to the community you have around you is going to help influence the world that you build.
Yep.
And clearly you're building a world that is supportive and positive.
Just be a good person, man. Just love each other. Like, we're all humans on a spinning rock trying to figure some shit out. Like, are you out here, man?
I'm just telling him to move the computer. Oh, you can come back on. I just wanted you to turn the computer back on.
But yeah, dude. Who else I listen to? A lot of Akon, a lot of Wayne, Drake, obviously.
Yeah.
He's been at it
He's the man.
I mean, I remember going to his shows as a kid.
I have a Drake story that I wasn't part of, but I have it.
Oh,
I was in middle school and everybody in class started freaking out at some tweet or whatever it was. And Drake pulled his tour bus up to our middle school to pick a kid up. His dad was like the commissioner of the NBA or probably botching it or something. And Drake was on tour and picked him up in the tour bus. And Drake was by himself wandering the halls of our classes.
That's actually fucking nuts.
Insane. Could you imagine?
That's the most insane shit I've ever heard.
Could you imagine if he got like tackled thinking that he was going to be some fucking psycho or something?
Psycho, yeah.
Yeah, somebody didn't know who the art teacher didn't know.
In my hometown, one time, there was a show from Indy to, I think they were traveling from Indy to Cincy.
Okay, sick.
And my hometown is like 20 minutes, 25 minutes southeast of Indy, going towards Cincy.
Okay.
And
not far from us.
Lil Wayne, his tour bus, the Young Money tour bus, pulled up to the Waffle House.
No way.
And I remember it just fucking wreaked havoc in my hometown. It was like,
oh my God.
everyone was, because he posted.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Or
so
like,
he wanted people to
or
know.
like someone did, like maybe got a gutta, or like someone he was traveling with posted, and it was like, yo.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Man.
That Waffle House is a staple for us when I'm home.
Have you thought about the fact that there's people in the world who get the same exact satisfaction as you knowing that he was in your hometown as when you come to their hometown? I've always wanted to ask somebody that, because
it's kind of crazy to think about.
It's weird. And most of the time as an artist, most of the people I know are way too involved in their art to think about that side of it.
That might be one of me.
And that's human. And I respect that.
I mean, I like joke with, so my creative director, I've known him since he was 14 and I was 18. Like, we've been homies since then, you know.
Crazy.
And he's respectively had his own, you know, he's definitely done some crazy shit. Yeah. But I'm always joking with him, and it's like, dude, I feel like I'm the most normal person. Like, I just love like talking to people, bro. Like, I just like, so it's even hard for me to even think about sometimes. Like,
that's why I'm here.
Yeah. That's why I called my boy over. Yo,
yeah.
Can I smack that?
Come back, sit over here.
Dude, it's funny because as this podcast goes on, I feel like my face is getting more and more flushed from the tequila. And dude, fuck it, because you know what? That's a normal human experience.
Exactly.
And anybody out there whose face gets fucking red when they drink, I fucking got dude, you, man.
He was showing me that there's these magic fix-up whatever things on Snapchat, and it pisses me the fuck off.
Wait, magic fix-up?
It's like you take your picture or your video and you press it, and it makes you look better. And it's like the standard of what a human should be is getting so blown out of proportion.
See, I'm at the point now where I'm just like, run it.
I think
if that's what you want to do and that's what makes you happy, don't bug me, man.
I respect that, though.
You know what I mean? At this point, I'm kind of just like, whatever makes everyone happy. And
I need to work on that. I like that.
If that's your shit, that's your shit.
I like the way you think about that. That's something I need to work on.
You know what I mean?
I hate when people judge me. So where's my stance in the world to judge them?
Yeah. And
I have such an easy time saying, you shouldn't fucking do that. That's not who you are. But I don't know how those people feel in their skin. So
yeah, I just let it rock. That. You know, you never know what, you know, that person might feel some type of way about how they look.
Their
and
day
it's
might
like,
be
you know
worse
what?
than mine.
If waking up and ripping a selfie makes you feel empowered, then fucking rip 2 of them.
I'm gonna keep that in mind, because I really like the way you go about that, and I really dislike the feeling that I get when I do have that judgment. I'm just being honest on here. I think everybody has a version of that at some point, but I really hate when I see people that don't align with exactly who I am. And my first thought is, why would you do that? Yeah. I really don't like that part about myself. And I think that's probably baked into the human experience.
It's part of it, man. I mean, there's like, you just got to remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this shit. Like I said, we're all, there's like at this point, there's like probably 8 billion of us.
Yeah.
We're just trying to, I don't think anyone really has this shit figured out.
Are you close with your family?
I was literally about to say, I lost my grandpa. Oh, dude, it was nuts. So like the album's rolling out and all this stuff's going on, and I knew my grandpa was sick. But one thing that he taught me was it just works out, man.
Yeah.
You know, he'd always ask about music, and so that's one thing it's just like we're all 8 billion people on like the spinning rock, and nobody, as much as they want to talk about it, they'll say they got to figure it out. Like,
yeah, they don't.
No, they'll spend their whole life trying to figure it out, and then boom, it's like. So I just was like, there's no point in trying to figure this shit out. I'm going to love the people I love, have fun, talk that shit, and it's gonna, everything will work out exactly how it's supposed to.
Man, that message is coming across so strongly in your music and
Thanks,
your
man.
demeanor. One of the things we talked about, I mean, the fact that we met at a show through a mutual friend for the first time 2 days before we were going to meet on the podcast shows that the universe knows what the fuck it's doing.
You know what I'm saying?
First of all.
You know what I'm saying, man.
And it's interesting. One of the things that I feel has become the most important to me is what an artist gets across as far as the human experience they've had.
Yeah.
And meeting Jake, meeting you, meeting all these people who, I mean, Jake's been a friend for a while and will be a friend for a long, long, long time. He's family. But I feel that same feeling with you. And
My boy.
the lessons that you teach in your music and the life that you explore has been so helpful to people, to the people who enjoy what you do and take it in. And I've seen that through him, and I've seen that through his friends. And to me, I can't be more appreciative of somebody who's willing to be honest and talk from the heart.
I appreciate it more than you know, man.
And the cool thing is meeting somebody who you get that through their music, and then you meet them and you're like, oh, this is fucking real.
Okay, that's good because like I think like I have a line in this album where I say it's the outro to the album. It is it's going to be a shock value, the things I'm talking about it in my personal life. Yeah. But I end it all by saying to say like I never said I was a role model. Superman wouldn't drink the whole bottle. That's just like I just take in my experiences and I write about them, and it's like truly, I mean, it's truly an escape for me. Like, I mean, it's not like I could quit music tomorrow and I could never put out another song, and I swear to God, I would keep making music because like it's like truly an escape. Like it's like the one time, and it got hard for a while, and it felt like a job for a while.
Totally. But
as I've like the last year and a half fallen back in love with it, it's like I couldn't not.
Yeah.
Even if I was like, you know what, I'm gonna work on. I'm nowhere near doing that, but like I'm just saying, I would never. It's like an escape, and I'm. It makes me feel fucking great that like people listen and they resonate, and it's like, damn, my experience isn't so different from everyone else's, and I'm not totally alone. And
you're not alone at all. There's no part of it. It's just sometimes you're just playing hide and go seek with the world, and you're hiding, but you don't realize you are because you.
I definitely played hide and seek.
Man,
I went ghost.
That's part of this. That's part of this, and like also that experience brings something to people like him and people like me, where you're waiting, and the cliffhangers are part of the story. Mm-hmm. Find a J.K. Rowling fucking book that doesn't have a cliffhanger. Right. Like I dare you. It's not there.
Yeah.
Life brings these things, and all of these pieces of art that we make are just this conclusion of what we've gathered from our experience.
Yep.
That's all it is. And I respect the fucking hell out of it. And I love
truly appreciate it, man. I really do.
Dude.
I truly, really appreciate it.
And I've got to talk to 100 and fucking something people who I've looked up to since I was a kid. And I've had people on here where I'm sitting there in the same way he is right now, thinking, this person has been the soundtrack to my fucking life.
Fuck yeah.
I've made life decisions while listening to this person and clearly being impacted.
You know what's crazy? Wait, can you think of one off top?
Flostradamus. I had Flostradamus on here, and probably 10 years before that. Sure. Probably 10 years before that, I seen him in show, 10 times. And I told myself one day, I was never the person that said, one day I'm going to meet this person. I said, one day I'm going to have a conversation with this person. And that's something I realized is meeting somebody is great. Talking to them and finding who they are as a human being is necessary.
Yeah.
It's the spark. It's the thing that makes me, my friends tell me, my girlfriend tells me all the time, I'll have a day that is so detrimental and so exhausting and so broken, and I'll sit down here and it goes away.
Hell yeah.
Because at the end of the day, all of us are just people who enjoy speaking with each other and learning from each other and having these conversations.
Yep.
And sitting down with Flostradamus was incredible because this is somebody that I looked up to, and finding out that he was a human being, before anything else, was liberating,
Hell yeah.
to say the least.
I feel that.
And seeing him realize that about you, that not only are you a fucking phenomenal artist,
Appreciate it.
you're a better human being.
I try. I mean, it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
That's one thing that I'm trying to preach is like works in progress. You know,
Yeah.
I can always be a better friend, better person, better artist, better communicator.
Yeah.
Just 1% better every day. Trying to,
man, that's something we talked about yesterday, and something that I talk about that I'm sorry if you're listening to this and I've fucking drilled this into your head, but the only thing you can do to do more with your life is be a little bit better every fucking day.
And yes, but also like, man, I got to a point where like, it was like every fucking thing I saw, like I was following people and like doing this, and everyone is like Monday motivation, and
Yeah.
and it's like, yo, are you doing that for yourself or like? So like, I sit on this couch and I'm like, yeah, I wake up every day and try to be a better person, but there are literally times where it's like, I don't feel like doing that shit.
Totally, but that's
You
part
know
of
what
it.
I mean? And like, so like, just I feel like people, just it's tough. This is like life's fun, life's hard.
Yeah.
Just if you don't feel like being a better person today, that's cool, man.
But
You know?
I guarantee that even in those experiences where you don't feel like you're putting in the effort to become that person, life is giving you experiences that, as long as you take them in, as long as you experience them, eventually down the line, retrospect will bring all of the answers.
Yeah.
My favorite quote in the world, which I don't know if I made it up or if somebody
I
else
like
did.
this. Let's talk favorite quotes. I want to hear your favorite quotes.
I got one.
Retrospect is the killer of all bullshit. 7 steps out is the only
I like
way to
that one.
see 14 steps before. You know, like you have to allow yourself to walk away from a moment in order to see that moment for what it's worth.
I like that.
And I truly believe that if you're looking every day for growth, you're going to be looking for a long time. But if you periodically remind yourself that you're doing well and it's worth looking into the experiences that you had and going through those, that's going to be a further step forward than paying too much attention every day. Because as much as I believe in you have to get better every day, I also believe that that's an experience that you would take in steps.
Yeah.
You're not playing this game and looking back at every move, every step.
Yep.
You're looking back once you win that moment or once you lose that moment.
I feel that.
It's if this was easy, none of us would be doing it.
Nah, man. And that's what makes it fun. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Man,
what makes it fun. What's your favorite quote?
I got two. So, I mean, Dad one time told me when I was like, like having a little anxiety attack, whatever it was, he was saying, like you control your happiness. It's just those few words. That's all you need to live by. You know, nothing else can change it but you. If you want to be happy, no matter what's happening outside, you will. It's just you got to figure it out, and when you do, you're gonna feel a lot better about it.
Yeah.
And then in 94.3, you say like, unapologetically me.
Yep.
Like that goes with it. Be yourself, and by doing so, yeah, it's gonna work itself out. You're gonna be happier than you ever will.
Yep.
I love
That's all it is.
We got very lucky. Our dad is, and our mom.
Yeah, man, tell me about your dad.
He is the best way I can sum up my dad is my dad said, I'm only helping pay for college if it's for music. Because he says
That's a vibe.
any other way it's a waste because you're not doing what you love.
Yeah.
And he knew that I wouldn't be successful if it wasn't music
What do
because
you
I
study?
love music.
Communications, but I want to be a firefighter.
Oh boy. Hell yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's a smart dude. He's a really
That's
smart
dope,
dude.
man. I study communications.
Oh, there we go.
I get it.
Well, that's how you grow up to be Kid Quill.
Yeah.
What's your favorite quote or quotes?
Oh man. Well, the one from my grandpa, it always works out. I just feel so recent. I'm gonna tell my favorite quote, but I have like my new favorite like fucking sign off
Please.
when I'm like talking to friends.
Please.
I can't remember where I got this from. I think someone said it to me, and I was like, I'm stealing that 100%. And I like told him on the phone. I was like, I'm stealing it. You need more tequila? Is this your drunkest podcast yet?
Any alcohol in me is the drunkest podcast yet. I don't drink a lot.
Dude, I didn't even intend to really drink. But here we are.
Here we are.
Now my let's see. So one of my so I was on the phone and someone said see you soon, talk sooner. I love that's my new shit when I hang up the phone with someone like that. I especially out here.
Yeah.
It's like, see you soon, talk sooner. But
I love that so fucking much.
I love that greeting, or like that bye-bye, whatever you call it. Favorite quote though is some real one of my I have like 3 or 4 favorite animals. But one of my favorite animals is a wolf.
Okay.
I just think they're fucking, cool, and like, dogs came from wolves.
Absolutely. They're majestic.
This little girl right here was at one time a wolf, you know what I mean?
It's so crazy to think that
it's
came
nuts,
from a wolf.
dude. They just kept breeding the shit, but that's a whole different story. But it's lions and tigers might be the biggest cats in the jungle, but wolves don't perform in a circus.
Whoa.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
I've never heard that, and I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah, lions and tigers might be the biggest cats in the jungle, but wolves don't perform in a circus. And it's also like the concept of a lone wolf, I think, is fucking sick. Like, no one's hungrier than a lone wolf. Like, they got to go and they're on their own.
That's so interesting. Wolves and coyotes both
Coyotes
interest
are
me a lot.
scary, man.
Coyotes are wild because coyotes, when one of them, they do a howl.
Yep.
But the point of it is to see who's still there, to make sure everybody's okay.
That's nuts. I didn't know that.
And I love that. It's like a check-in. It's like
what type of TV do you watch?
I probably heard that on a podcast.
What type of TV do you watch though?
What type of I don't, to be honest, I don't watch a lot of TV.
You don't watch TV?
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos on how to work these fucking cameras. A lot of them.
Those are nice cameras, man.
Thank you. This is the second or third
I wish I could
episode.
just flip it around so you guys could see this spot. It's a vibe in here,
It's
man.
been really good to me.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're as I was telling you before, we're going to be moving out of here shortly. And something I've been trying to remind myself is anything that gives you a lot of anxiety to do is probably worth the moment.
Yeah.
It's probably necessary.
Rip
Every
it,
time I've moved, I'm moving from the best spot I've ever had.
Yeah.
From the best situation I've ever had. And that is anxiety inducing because you're leaving something that feels comfortable.
Yep.
And every time I've gotten
Comfortability,
something
man.
better,
It's just people don't like change. I mean,
it's tough.
As much as you want to say that, it's like, people just don't like change. So I totally get it.
Man, it's a weird world that makes you second guess everything, but also introduces you to the idea that everything is part of the plan, and everything leads you to the moment that
Stick
you're
to the plan. That's what Big
absolutely
Sean
loving.
said. Michigan
Yeah.
boy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? What type of TV do you watch?
Chicago Fire.
Man, you really in it?
Yes, sir.
I saw them
That's
filming
right.
that when I lived in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched
Batman.
some trash ass TV.
What do you watch?
Well, before I came here, I took a nap and I was watching Ghost Adventures.
Okay, that's you can't go wrong.
I think it's cool, man.
It's fun.
Oh, I got a crazy story.
Please.
All right. Gotta put my glass down for this one. So we're on
real
tour.
one.
Can I smack that for a sec?
I would love
So
it.
we're on tour, and let me just paint the picture. It's me and my friend Connor, BJ, who I mentioned,
Okay.
and I'm trying to think. It would be my tour manager at the time, Tyler.
Okay.
Which Tyler, there's no way you'll ever see this, but I fucking love you, dude. Great times.
I'll clip it and send it to you.
I love my old producer and Connor got to go see Tyler when he's out on tour with Cal Scrooby.
Very cool.
And they got to go see them, and I miss you, Tyler. Anyway, so we're driving, and I can't remember if we're going from Bozeman, Montana to somewhere, but we were in the West.
Yeah.
We were in Wyoming. And we are hungry. So 4 young, spriteful dudes excited to be on tour, excited to be playing music, and tour's fun. Like anyone that, any musician, tour's so fun. It's the best part of the job. It's like going out and meeting people that listen to your music and like genuinely
can't
give a fuck.
imagine.
It's the best part, man.
Can't imagine.
So we're young and spriteful, and we looking up places to eat, and we look up this place, and it's in Buffalo, Wyoming. So we're like, cool. We pull up, it's closed. Dog hair. I got your hair. So we pull up, and the place we wanted to go to was closed. So there's a saloon across the street, and we're like, you want to just want to grab a quick bite, get out of there. So we went into the saloon, and we sit down, and like from the jump, vibes weird. Like you can just tell.
Yeah.
It's like weird in here.
You can
Like
feel
there's
it.
like a couple at the bar that are like ghostly eating. It's weird.
Okay.
You know, like not talking, eating like really slow. It was just a weird vibe from the jump, and we were kind of joking about it. And I sat down.
Oh my God.
Gosh. So we sat down, and I started feeling crazy. Like I started feeling so weird that I stepped outside to get fresh air, because I was like, at that point, bro, I thought I was like having like a fucking aneurysm or something. Like that's how weird I felt. I felt like I was gonna pass out, type shit. And I need to say that nobody talked about it in the moment. Like nobody, like I just told them I was feeling like dehydrated. I'm gonna go outside. Didn't tell anyone like really how I felt. Connor was on the phone with his girlfriend talking, and Tyler was there. BJ was like feeling real weird. And we get back in the car after we fucking smacked, by the way. Food was off the chain. I got like a bison burger, and it was like delicious, dude. And we're like driving away, and I was like, yo, I like really felt weird. Like I felt so sick outside. And Connor was like, yeah, dude, I don't know what it was, but like I was on the phone with Tara, and I could not focus on my conversation. Like I kept like checking out and checking back in. And BJ was like, I lost appetite. Like my stomach was sick. And Tyler was like, I felt weird. So we drive like 10 more minutes. And I'm like, what was that place called? So we look it up on the maps, and we looked it up. And it was called the Incidental Saloon. And it is one of the most haunted places in Wyoming.
Holy fuck.
And we had no idea. And that was the first time that I was like, okay, so I mean, there's an energy to it. Like, like I don't know what people believe and shit like that. But like I was like the first time I was like, residual energy here from some crazy shit.
Man.
And that's when I was like, Ghost Adventures might be cool to watch. I don't know if I believe in like fucking ghosts, but
I believe that
energy.
There's feelings though that are left behind.
That got left behind and residual. And we're four young, spriteful dudes that came into a place that has a dark past, and
you could feel it
affected us. Yeah,
man, it's so I
didn't believe in it till that happened. It was off the chain. I was so affected
full-heartedly, and I've had experiences that backed me up on that. But
you've had ghost experience?
I've had experiences. I don't know if I'd say ghosts. This room has definitely had some weird experiences. Nothing bad.
Have you been in here with us?
In here?
Yeah.
He's only been here a few days, unfortunately.
I only got here the other day. It's my first time being in his new house, but see, I think
that's dope, man.
It's nice to have him here.
No, it's definitely. I'm sure when you're jamming out, it can get a little bit crazy.
It gets a little weird, and I've never had a bad experience in here. It's always felt weirdly supportive.
Yeah.
But there's something around.
Yeah.
And I believe that's probably a lot of places, and maybe you have to have a certain connection to the world in order to feel it or not, as maybe you guys all happen to, or maybe it's just fucking
that was a long-winded story, but that shit was like, dude, that was so crazy. Like,
I know that feeling, and it's weird, and it's uncanny.
And then 10 minutes after that, I thought I saw the Yay Wyoming picture in 2018, and I like recreated it with like a selfie.
Oh, that's sick.
And put Wyoming, but yeah.
Yeah, man. I believe that the energy that's put out, whether it's from passing, whether it's from being born, whether it's from putting beautiful art out or a beautiful experience or not, it's baked into this world.
I got a question for you guys.
Please.
Like I said, this is like my first podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't even listen to podcasts, so I don't know how they're supposed to go.
Yeah.
So I'm talking right now.
You're doing it right.
All right. So say that we walk into a restaurant, right?
Okay.
And you see your name on the menu. This is to both of you. What is that dish?
Oh, mine's something dessert.
And it doesn't have to be your favorite food. It can be something that like describes you, or it can be your favorite food, or it can just. I mean,
Mine's probably some dessert. It's some fucking way too sugary over what you need. It's not. You're not hungry for it, but you're gonna get it for some weird reason, and
some
you're not gonna
banana
know if you
cobbler
liked
type
it or
shit.
not. But you'll know that you had it.
Yeah, I like that.
That's my dessert, whatever
I like
that is.
I like that.
If anybody knows what it is, please comment.
Some pizza. I don't know exactly what, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really.
Looking
know the
at you,
reason
I was
behind
expecting something more healthy.
Does it come with a side?
it. Yeah, weirdly, I don't know. The first thing that came to my mind was pizza and mac and cheese.
Okay,
Let
You
it
know?
rip, dude.
Yeah, I mean-
that sounds about Midwestern.
You guys are from the Midwest. You know Cece's? Cece's Pizza?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of Cece's Pizza?
No, but I'm gonna.
Where is it?
It's a chain.
I've never heard of
They
it.
have a macaroni pizza.
Oh shit.
I've had macaroni pizza. Gas.
Yes.
It was good?
So good.
Fuck yeah.
Amazing, dude.
You know what? You know one place I really want to go lately? Is I'm trying to fuck up at Rainforest Cafe.
Let's find one. Let's go.
I know where it's at. I Googled it.
Done. Let's make.
It's about an hour and a half east.
I'm happy to do that drive.
And they
Sickest restaurant.
and they have a Skechers outlet there.
okay.
So
So it's a real.
I've been
Rainforest
fucking
Cafe.
with Skechers. I think Skechers are the wave.
I want some Sketcher Heelys. Apparently
Oh,
they did a collab. and
That's off the chain.
to
If
me,
you got
that-
if you find a link to those, you better
we'll get some.
yeah, you better
some,
send it over to me,
some
man.
fucking matching Sketcher Heelys.
I almost got I almost got some Heelys with the wheels off, but I ended up not
then
getting
they're just shoes. If they don't have the wheels, they're just shoes.
Yeah, that's great.
Shoes with a hole in them. Dude, I am so appreciative that you came on this podcast, that we got the opportunity to meet.
Yeah, man.
Life really set up this whole experience, and
Yeah.
and I'm so appreciative of it. And I was a fan before, and goddamn, am I a fan now?
Really?
I was a fan of the
Means a
music,
lot, dude.
but seeing the music backed up by a really good person makes me.
I
That's
try.
why I do
Work
this.
in progress, like I said. I try, man.
Well, it's
I appreciate
it. It's a successful work in progress. I'm excited to see everything that happens next. I'm excited to support it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, album,
26th.
26th, yeah, Friday.
God, I can't wait,
So,
dude.
We
So that means 2 days from when these people see this,
yeah.
you will have your album out.
Yeah, dude, we rolling out the singles, and it was like, excited, nervous. You know how it goes when you release music. It's always just an excited nervousness. It's like,
Who's your single named after? Who are the two people?
so Doug and Kathy are my parents.
Beautiful.
And that song kind of came because it was like, I can remember when I came up with the idea. I was driving to the studio, and I had a beat that was not the one that is out now.
Okay.
I had a different beat, and I was trying to honestly finish music, and I was trying to finish songs.
Yeah.
And I was tired of working on them. I was kind of pulling at crumbs a little bit.
I get that feeling.
Yeah, so I was like kind of, pulling at crumbs a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I went in there, and I had just talked to my dad beforehand. And like I said, living, different time zones, 3,500 miles apart.
Yeah.
Our conversations are always like, how you been?
Check it in.
Yeah. And so I just kind of started writing, and it was like I ended up making a song from the perspective of my parents about my life.
Beautiful.
And I thought that was like really cool. And I didn't have the hook yet. I didn't know what to do for the hook. So I was having a hard time figuring out what to do. So I booked a cabin in Ojai.
Very Christian French of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I booked a cabin in Ojai. And that's where I wrote that hook and recorded the hook. And Then when we were rolling it out, we were trying to, think of some fun stuff to do. So it was like, call your mom today. It's kind of, because I would always call my mom and my dad when I was going through that time frame, and I was like, yeah, man, just.
It's so important, dude.
Yeah.
And again, going back to the game where you got to bring your parents,
Yeah,
and sit courtside. What a feeling of success to know that these two people who nurtured you and gave you the experiences that you've had up until this point, you get to give them an experience to thank them and be like, hey, what you did was meaningful. I took it in. I appreciate it. I learned from it. I learned from you. And this is my way of letting you know, not only am I doing fucking really well and okay, and I'm happy, but I'm gonna be good. Yeah. I'm gonna be good later too. I'm doing this. I found what I love. And the only thing a parent can ask for is for you to do exactly what you love in life and find a way to make it monetary.
Yeah.
And bring value to it in a way that people say, like, people are so against the idea of making money off your art. But to me, if you're making money off your art, all that means is that the rest of your life, what you get to do is make art.
Yep.
You
It's
get
resonating.
to do,
Yeah.
If you love it enough, you're going to find a way to make money because that allows you to keep doing it all day, every day,
Yeah.
and have these experiences. And
It's we could do a whole nother podcast about the idea of the music. You got the music business.
Yeah.
You got the music and you got the business.
Yeah.
And I let people that I hire figure out the business.
Yeah.
I focus on, because that for me, just being candidly, that doesn't move the needle for me. Like
Totally.
the business side. Obviously, I want to pay my bills, and like that's 100% part of it. We're all
There's a give
trying.
and a take.
Anybody watching this fucking shit is trying to pay the bills. Like that's life. So it's obviously in your back of your mind, but like I mean, like I said, I could not picture a day where I don't wake up and
At least think about music.
Yeah,
At least have that experience of,
or
this
get
is what I'd like to
inspired
do.
by New Music Friday and listening to shit. But
yeah,
taking my parents to the game was like a dream come true.
Man,
because I, like, my dad coaches 7th grade basketball, and it was like
I share that experience growing up. How cool!
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, we went to games when I was a toddler. Like, it was just it felt like the right thing to do, especially because I named the song after him, and man, so candidly, that was like a really tough thing for me.
Yeah,
was I really genuinely wrote the song, like Doug and Kathy, that came from like the realest place ever. But it was so hard. Like I remember calling them and being like I think I posted a video of my dad rapping Young Jeezy, and like that song is like such a real feeling I had, where it's like, my parents aren't going to live forever. And it's going to be a time where I'm on my own, and I felt bad when I was marketing the song, because it's like, I don't want you guys to think I'm marketing you.
Yeah,
like this was a real song. That's what I'm saying. The music and the business. This is like such a real song that I wrote about you guys. I have to let people know that it's out, and I have to, we have to do shit.
You have a job to do as well.
Yeah, and but yeah, we man, one of the scariest things in my life. I hate heights.
I don't fuck with heights either.
Bro,
He doesn't
I'm
at all.
terrified of heights.
I'm
Bro,
decent.
honestly, even that I'm about to talk about it, my hands are sweating. Right now.
100%.
Like, so one of her ideas was to fly a banner over LA that said "Call your mom today."
Yeah.
And so we get to the helicopter place, and they're like, "Cool, I think for the best photo op, we take the door off of the helicopter."
You must be
And
shitting yourself.
My creative director BJ was like 100%, and I'm like, bro,
Not 100%.
This is fucked up.
0%.
This is fucked up. So like we get up in the air, and beforehand he's telling me, don't stick your hand out, because we're gonna be moving at 120 miles an hour, and it's gonna feel like you're in a car at 120 miles. And so we're going, and like the wind is whipping my shirt, and all I have on is a car seat belt. And I'm looking down 200 feet, and my hands are sweating. And I'm looking down 200 feet, and it's like,
That must have been
I
thousands
have a
of
car.
feet.
I don't even know what it was. It was so, yeah, it probably was
200
thousands of
feet is 2 seconds off the
And
ground.
I absolutely loved loved our helicopter driver or whatever, pilot.
Yeah.
Helicopter driver, pilot. But the whole time he's up there and we have headphones on and he was like playing music and he had like he had like his hands off the shit just going like this and
jamming.
I'm like looking down and I'm like, dude, I am terrified. And then we go up to take the picture of it and BJ's like, act normal. He's like, you look stressed. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking stressed, man.
Yeah.
Like if I were to
We're
lean
in the
this
air
way,
by fucking
Dude.
random spinning blades.
and all I have is a car seatbelt.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like that shit, I could easily accidentally hit that shit, man.
I say
I'm
fuck
sorry.
that, but I would do it in a heartbeat. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Man,
But it was a good time.
what a
And
cool experience, dude.
and then trying to think, dude, so speaking of fears,
Mm.
I gotta hit the bait for this one. My
Yeah.
other probably big fear other than like heights is the ocean.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you guys are a little too similar.
It's a scary place for sure.
That's why
Dude,
that's
The
why
other-
it resonates, man. That's
The
why
other
we-
place I feel comfortable.
Really? Do you like the ocean?
Love it. Love it. My brother and I went scuba diving with my dad. I used to scuba dive growing up. That's my shit. I like the
Do you like the
feeling
ocean?
of forever.
I mean, I like it. I just can't go deep, too deep. Although weirdly
I'm with
enough,
you. I'm with you.
when I'm at a high place with like this fear of heights, I feel better when it's over the ocean.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
because you're gonna live.
You know what's scarier
You got
than
a
being
better shot.
Exactly.
scarier than being under the water is being on top of the water. That part.
In what way?
Most people
Like
have
in a
only-
plane?
or no, just being like floating. Floating when you're just like
Oh, yeah,
swimming on the
because-
water is terrifying because you don't know what's under you. When you're under there and you realize there's thousands of feet between me and the nearest fucking fish,
Yeah.
it feels
So-
more expanded.
Along those lines. So the second single was Photosynthesis.
Yeah, which is phenomenal, dude.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm happy you did.
By the way, Eli showed me it.
Nice, man. I'm happy you did.
Love it.
So story time. We went to Mexico
Yeah.
in 2022, January 2022, to shoot a music video for a song that did not end up making the album. And when we were doing Photosynthesis, we were like, what should we do for a cover art?
Yeah.
And BJ pulled up some old photos that we shot in Mexico. And I was like, this looks great, man. Like this totally matches the vibe of the song. And I dead ass hit him and I was like, no, we should go. And our friend Henry was down there. His dad lives there in Loretto. And Henry, we talked about it for a few weeks and Henry was like, come on down. And then it was like, yeah, we have 48 hours to shoot a music video in Loretto. And when I was down there, Henry's dad, who, happy belated, he's like the best, nicest guy ever.
Happy belated Henry's dad.
Yeah. He took us, he knew some guys that like took us out on a boat and we went out on the boat and, the water's really clear there.
Yeah.
That's my first time ever seeing, I've never been to a place where you could see like the bottom of the ocean,
Yeah,
like the
it's
floor
crazy.
and shit. Yeah.
Different thing.
It was crazy. And they took us to this cove where there were a bunch of sea lions. And they were like, all right, we're gonna swim with them. And I'd never been like deep ocean, like in the ocean.
100%, dude.
You know what I
I
mean?
just went cliff jumping, and the last jump that we had, we didn't realize, but there was like a 20-foot sea lion right next to us.
That's fucked up.
The last jump that you had, there was a
Swim-
20-foot
like,
sea
swam
lion.
So fast.
That's fucked
so
up, right?
scared.
It's fucked up. So they're like, snorkel gear, flippers.
Oh yeah.
Never put on a flipper in my life.
First time for
So-
everything.
so- We like jump off the boat. And I joke with BJ about this all the time. We jump off the boat and the water was cold. I have flippers on and I have snorkel gear on. Full panic, dude. Like I lost my breath from how cold the ocean was. And then like I've never swam with flippers, so I'm like and everyone's like looking at me and I'm like, dude, I'm trying to play it cool, but I'm in open water right now, just like
I'm fine.
So we eventually, I practiced and I had a hard time looking down and breathing at the same time. Cause like I'm so used to blowing out my nose when I go underwater. So I'm like looking down and trying to breathe, but my breaths are like,
yeah.
so,
Staggered.
yeah. So we eventually finally get out there to the like real cove. We were probably like 50 feet. We swam, and it was nuts, man. Like there were sea lions. Like as you're kind of looking down with your snorkel gear, they would swim under you and kind of like look up at you. And it's my first time like there. You can see the bottom, and there's stingrays, and
Oh my God.
I mean that's like my favorite place on earth, man. I that's the most beautiful town ever.
There's something about seeing life that isn't surrounding you normally that is so special and necessary and invokes thought and makes you realize how big this place that we're living in is.
Yeah.
And it's if anybody out there wants to see the world and you haven't had the opportunity to go see it from the eyes of the ocean.
He's an ocean guy.
Oh, I remember it. I recommend it.
What's your favorite aqua animal / mammal?
Dolphin, easily. I was a big Flipper fan growing up. If you know who Flipper is.
It's the boy.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I want to show you this video.
Please.
We when we were down there, the guy that was driving the boat was like we saw a pod of dolphins.
Oh, fucking great.
It's the first time seeing dolphins in real life. And he was like they love when you turn the boat around and they mix the
wake. Yeah, they jump in and out of it.
Yep. And
you have to send me this so I can show the people.
Like the water was clear, so like, you could just see them swimming next to you, and like I'll show you one where they jump.
Oh my God, dude, they were right there.
It was like the craziest shit I've ever seen. I didn't even know like what to say or do. It was just like
They're nice animals too.
somewhat.
Yeah.
They like rape each other and shit.
That is gorgeous.
Isn't that crazy?
Man, that's an experience that I wish everybody got to have.
No, I mean, dude, it was such a blessing.
So
I mean, it was just one of the best 2 days of my life.
God.
It's the recharge I needed,
and that sustainability is such a big part of this. And yeah, man, I again, to wrap this up, I'm such a fucking big fan. I love the way you look at life. I love what you give to the world and the meaning behind it. And on a personal level, meeting somebody that has given people that I care about more than anything in the world, obviously, you know, this kid right here. I mean, he's my brother, but he's my best fucking friend, him and my brother Max. And meeting somebody who's given him the opportunity to feel happy and help him get through experiences, to me, you can't buy that. I can't thank you enough for what you've given him and his friends. And I know how good of people they are. And that comes from what they've learned from the world. And part of what they've learned from the world comes from you.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I'm such a big fan of you. I'm so excited to fucking turn this off so I can hear your music.
I truly appreciate it, man. Like more than you know.
And let's before you get out of here, let's have another one planned because I have so many more questions and let alone a fucking dinner and a hang.
Yeah, dude.
But dude,
we'll go and get some dessert we don't need.
Done.
You know what I mean? Bradley with the pizza and macaroni at Rainforest Cafe. There we go.
Yeah, the Rainforest Cafe thing has to happen.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Dude, anytime you have an open invite, I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of your music, and I can't wait to have you on again. I can't wait to hear this album. If you're listening, if you're watching, if you're still listening, thank you so fucking much. You mean the world to me, and all I can ask for you to do, if there's one thing you do with the rest of your day, go pre-save this man's album. Give him the love and support that you clearly see he deserves. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the experience of understanding who he is and getting in this room. Thank you to your management for hitting me up. And yeah, dude, to many more.
Yep, absolutely.
Many more. Who are you? What's your name?
I'm Eli.
And then who are you?
Your boy, the Spicy Pisces, aka MBZ, aka Mr. iPhone Game King, aka Kid Quill.
Yeah, baby. And to everybody listening,
I'm Kid Quill, and this is an experiment.
Yeah, it is. I love you guys. Truly. Thank you so much.
We almost finished the whole bottle on the podcast.
And wait 5 minutes, and we'll finish the rest of it.
100%.
I love you guys. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Brother. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
The experience is the experiment.